Good afternoon, folks, or good day, or whatever time it is in your area. Thank you for stopping by and visiting Tarot by Izzy. I really do appreciate your company. I'm just starting to get back into doing some tarot readings after a period of time away. Excuse me. Following on from the Joe Rogan reading I did, he was the gateway to some of the other people I'm going to be reading on, and one of them is Graham Hancock. As I said in the previous reading, I bought several of his books and I've made a restart on this one. This is Graham Hancock, The Supernatural, Meetings with the Ancient Teachers of Mankind. Please be aware this reading is for entertainment purposes only, and I'm not paid to review these books. I certainly don't have the knowledge, the in-depth knowledge or experience or academia to critique these books. I'm just reading these books because I find them very interesting. And as I say, I just feel that the way he writes the books, I've just made a start on it. He's so articulate and explains complex matters in a more digestible form. That's how I would say. So a wee bit about it. It's supernatural of or relating to things that cannot be explained according to natural law. Less than 50,000 years ago, mankind had no art, no religion, no sophisticated symbolism, no innovative thinking. Then, in a dramatic and electrifying change described by scientists as the greatest riddle in human history, all skills and qualities that we value most highly in ourselves appeared already formed as though bestowed on us by hidden powers. In Supernatural, Graham Hancock sets out to investigate this mysterious before and after moment, and to discover the truth about the influences that shape the modern human mind. Could it be that human evolution is not just the blind, meaningless process that Darwin identified, but something else, more purposive and intelligent, that we have barely even begun to understand? And some of the supporting statements, Hancock's work is a welcome exploration and celebration of the mystery inside our skulls. That's the Guardian. Hancock is intelligent and articulate, and his writing is as expert as you would expect from an esteemed international correspondent. That's a Scotsman. Provocative and fascinating. Daily Mail. Hancock's most important book, quite stunning, and that's The Independent on Sunday. And I don't know if you can see, but there's pictures, diagrams, there's explanations. It's quite a comprehensive book, and I've just really made a start on it, and I'm finding it absolutely fascinating. I don't know if there's a foreword. Graham Hancock is the author of the major international bestsellers The Sign, The Seal, Fingerprints of the Gods, and Heaven's Mirror. His books have been sold more than 5 million copies worldwide and been translated into 27 languages. His public appearances and TV appearances, including 3-hour series Quest for the Lost Civilization, have put his ideas before audiences of tens of millions. He has become recognised as an unconventional thinker who raises legitimate questions about humanity's history and prehistory and offers an increasingly popular view of our shared history. And there's more. An extraordinary new book, Daily Express, Hancock's most important book, quite stunning, Independent on Sunday, and as I say, it goes on. So that's what we're going to do a wee reading on today. Just a wee Celtic cross. I've been really shuffling the cards before I logged on or signed on. Just to try and get the energies. So it's a wee general reading about Graham Hancock, the past influences and challenges he's had, the present and the future regarding his career. So that's what we're going to have a look at. And I hope you enjoy. As I say, I am not paid to review these books. I don't have the intellectual capacity to review these books. All I'm saying is I find it a fascinating subject, and I've always queried, the human evolution theory that's taught in schools. But in my day and age, we were not allowed to challenge the thinking that was being put out through the education system at that point. So, as I say, it's a wee seven card. I'm going to do a Celtic cross and general view, and it's for entertainment purposes only. It won't stand up in a court of law. If you are experiencing any issues in your life or lives, please do seek the help of a qualified practitioner. That's what I would advise you to do. Okay, hopefully we can see this. And then we'll get cracking on. And if we need to consult any other books or cards, we'll do that. So, here we go. Right, so, let's see, what is the underlying influence? The present influence surrounding Graham Hancock just now, so let's have a wee look. And we have the Seven of Cups, which actually was in the reverse. So I'm just going to leave it like that so you can see it just now. The Seven of Cups in the upright would ordinarily form the idea where it's sort of fantasy land, wishful thinking, not really knowing which cup to choose. As I say, if you look at it in the upright, too many choices, living in fantasy land. But in the shadow, in the inverse, it could mean that he's feeling a bit stuck just now, feeling blocked, and maybe afraid of, maybe has a decision ahead of him and he's afraid of which way to go. Ahead, right, left, back, he's sort of stuck just now, maybe feeling a wee bit overwhelmed. So what he needs to do is to come back down, maybe not get carried away too much, that's creating this cloud of indecision, but to steady his feet again, to ground himself again. So what's crossing him just now? Is this the card that will let us know what's creating this blockage? And we have the Seven of Wands in the reverse. So, regarding the Seven of Wands in the upright, it is protecting yourself, grounding yourself, possibly feeling vulnerable. You're trying to defend off challenges. When you're trying to communicate your ideas and about your self-expression. In the reverse, again, you're defending yourself from being under attack, feeling that you're being misunderstood, and you need to create a boundary around you. So what he needs to do is to, again, ground himself and reflect on the work that he's already done, and the fact that no matter any constructive criticism he's receiving from any other quarter, he needs to up his energy, get that creative energy back in and believe in himself again, and not necessarily go and engage with any low vibe negative states that others may be pushing against him. So that's where we are just now. So it is in a wee bit of flux. So let's go. So what have been the recent influences that have been affecting Graham Hancock? What's been the recent influences? And we have the Tower. So it would appear recently there's been a wee bit of an upheaval, upset, quite sharp, quite quick the way it's happened. Because with the Tower, it can be a sudden, unexpected change, chaos, feeling like the rug's been pulled from beneath his feet, his beliefs being challenged, But from the tower, the destruction, you can look forward to rebuilding again. And looking at, at this point where he's been feeling unsure of himself because he's been challenged about his feet, about it, you needing to ground himself, probably from mainstream academia, saying that maybe he's living in a sort of fantasy hallucinogenic land and needs to ground himself. So it's like rebuilding. So whatever these challenges were, he's rebuilding from that, and this is a positive moving forward. So there's been a wee bit of ickiness going on in the background, I would suggest. So, well, this card gives an indication what caused the tower crash, and we'll have the Emperor in reverse. So I'll let you see that there. That's the Emperor we have there just now, and we have to, again, it could be that whoever he has been engaging with at some point in the past, they felt that maybe he's been a wee bit overly defensive, in his situation, whether it's been discussing contracts, publishing books. There's been a wee bit of rigidness, and he may have been viewed as being selfish, whereas he would see himself as being selfless, that he's trying to exchange or communicate his ideas regarding the ancient history of the world. So that's been interesting. So there's been some kind of clash that's created this downfall, this tower crash. But when the tower crashes, that's when you rebuild again. So that is a positive, and there's been on the defensive here and undecided which way to go. So let's go. Let's see if we can move things along for Graham Hancock. So the next card we're going to look at, what is the potential outcome of his current situation? So this is relatively been in the past. What's the potential outcome? Three of Cups, it could be a partnership that, in the upright, that's celebrations, team partnership, working together there, but again we have this in the reverse. So I would suspect that he's had a bit of a tough time, and I'm asking, what's the way forward for him? How are we going? But it could be that he may be feeling that he's feeling left out of any relationships. It could be a work relationship, it could be a personal relationship, feeling left out, and maybe I need to make amends to turn this card around again into the positive, where we get relationships working together again. So we'll work on that. Let's see what's going on for Graham. What's the immediate influence that can affect, and the question was, how's Graham's career overall going? And it's the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. This, as you can see the card, the individual in this card is tending and watching his investment grow. Whatever he's manifested, he's watching that, he's taking care of it. So, but we'll have that in the reverse at the Seven of Pentacles. So with regard to that being in the reverse, what we need to do is he needs not to give up too early, not to lose faith, and don't become frustrated. So he needs to change again the mindset of what's been going on here, and look back at what he has already done, what he has already created, all the information he's imparted with his view regarding the ancient history and ancient civilizations, and not to give up on that. He has to reflect on that, and that's what will carry him forward. So he needs to change the mindset to flip that back into a positive state. and be thankful for what he's already done, be thankful for the support that he's had, be thankful for the cooperation he's had from other colleagues as well, and not to give up, because he clearly is, his views are accepted by quite a few people, and maybe he's changing some people's views, points of view as well. So, what fears does Graham Hancock have just now? And here we have the Four of Pentacles in the upright, and in this card, this individual is clutching a purse, holding on to there and looking back at, and it could actually be a town, an older town. It's like it's in a desert place. So it's holding on, just taking care and protecting. And that follows on from the Seven of Pentacles, which is in the reverse. So it's looking at stability, savings, success, generosity, accepting himself. And again, that's the point that I made earlier with the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. And that he has to go with the flow, and thank the universe, for helping when he's felt his back's been to the wall at some point, and give the universe the feelings of gratitude that he's had from others as well. So that falls on beautifully there. So this is the change. So if we go to card 7, it's like any fears that Graham Hancock may have, and we have the Star in the reverse. Now the Star is the ascending, it's the, how would you describe it? Well, he has been in the spotlight, he has had starring roles, whether it's on YouTube or lecturing, things like that. In the upright, this is where your expectations are fulfilled, wishes are granted, lots of opportunities, and healing after traumatic events. In the inverted, it's a loss of faith, a disappointment, and maybe felt that he has missed some opportunities that is overlooked. So if you go to card 8, how's he viewed by, say, his friends and families, or maybe the other academics? How they view him, the ones that criticise what he's saying? And it's the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so I have that there, Queen of Cups, and this is in the reverse. How is he viewed? And I would suspect this is the other academics, saying that he's sort of balked in his own reality. That how else would I describe that? Yeah, I would say that the other academics think it's more to do with mental, spiritual, and soul, that Graham Hancock concentrates on rather than the material, and that's how they view him. They like to see facts, figures. However, looking at this, Graham, to me, is looking at the round. He's looking at the heart, the soul, the body, the spirituality, the layers within society, the layers within ancient civilizations, and whereas his, I wouldn't say contemporaries, because Graham was actually a journalist. He never ever said he was an archaeologist. They would rather just stick to the mainstream and sort of assign Graham as having his heads in the clouds. His head in the clouds. So let's see, what's the outcome? What's the outcome for Graham? And we have the Sun as the outcome. So it looks like he's on a constant I wouldn't quite say defense, but people are out there to undermine him and say, "Oh no, 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 his head's in the clouds. He's not backing up what he's saying. You can't prove spirituality. You can't prove these layers. It's not tangible." But for Graham, in spite of the journey he's been through, the challenges he's had, he's got to regain this determination and grow those pentacles again, and be thankful with the gratitude we have the Four of Pentacles for the support he has had in those difficult times. And although he may be viewed as being an eccentric journalist, the outcome for Graham is a success. It's a yes card. It's a positive card. It is manifesting the dreams that the mainstream academics are not necessarily subscribed to, um, and that the sun, this breathes life into everything, and a lot of the subject matter that Graham discusses in his books, on the podcasts, and Joe Rogan. We talk about the sun and how the sun has a direct effect in ancient religions throughout the whole world. So I think Graham is going to be extremely successful according to this outcome, and continually communicating how the ancients have influenced the past, the present, and will continue to do on the future. So, I hope you liked that, folks. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I look forward to seeing you again. And I really, 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 really do appreciate you joining me today. Take care. Thank you. Bye.